I've been talking quite a bit about the spending habits of the United States, but what about my own home country? Well, I've been trying to kick this can down the road for as long as I can, and yeah, we gotta face the facts on this one, okay? And just the day after everybody would have been spending so much on their holidays, right? So, Ottawa, well, they're taking all of the wealth generated by the western provinces and disseminating it in their own backyard. Big shock on that one. Ottawa announces a record $24 billion in equalization payments. That might not seem like a lot, especially in contrasting the $1.7 trillion spending package that the United States just passed. Okay, $24 billion though. That's quite a bit, especially up here. But let's see how this all shakes down. How much does my home province end up getting? Oh, I'd die inside. The federal government has announced it will provide a record $24 billion in equalization payments in 23-24 with Quebec, Manitoba, and Maritime provinces. Great. Announced on December 15th, the latest figure of $23.96 billion represents a $2 billion increase from 22-23. And don't worry, the numbers haven't changed all that much. Equalization, a federal program that sees the transfer of tax dollars collected by Ottawa from across the country to provinces with lesser ability. That is definite. I can see this. I can see this system shaking out and being adopted in some form or fashion in the United States because you have big wealth discrepancies and places like Illinois, California, New York, New Jersey, places like that where they're spending more money than they really bring in. But then you have other states that are out there recording record profits like Florida, Texas, other states in the middle, those flyover states that are just there and they're just literally useless. I can see this policy being enacted to fund all of these bad practices. But thankfully, you guys have some sort of constitution preventing this. Here, Albertans just got to grab their fucking ankles and pray that it'll be over quickly. The latest information released by Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland. She's from my neck of the woods, guys. She was born and raised in Peace River. I'm from Grand Prairie, and that's where she was accosted by that big scary man earlier this year. Oh, if only she didn't have her security detail. But no. She's an Albertan through and through, even though she hasn't, claimed residency in the province since, she was like 16 years old or some shit like that. So, whatever, fuck this bitch. And she's also the deputy prime minister. So, she's also our vice president. God, she's just an unlikable snatch. Shows that Quebec will receive the most at $14.04 billion. Fuck them frogs, dude. Fuck them right in their fucking cheese curd caked assholes, man. They're just fucking milking us dry. Dude, look at $24 billion equalization payments. $24 billion. Quebec's getting all but $10 billion of that. What the fuck? What the actual fuck? Can you guys, not create anything? Manitoba will get $3.51 billion. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, I don't know, didn't fish for enough fucking lobster and crab or some shit like that. You fucking useless newfie fucks. But I's the boy who builds the boat, and I's the boy who sinks it in the fucking Atlantic Ocean. Paid, yes, 2.8, 2.63, and 560,000. Yeah, because there's 6 people that still live out on the island, for fuck's sakes. Oh, but you guys got that nice Confederation bridge, right? Actually, to be completely honest, of all the maritime provinces that are out there, people from PEI are actually the best ones that are out there, so shout out to them. Rest of them, though, get fucked. Ontario trails behind PEI. Oh, great. The biggest province. Oh, we got all the people, therefore we get the most say. You guys get subsidized by us. $421 million that Ontario gets. Great. So where does Alberta get compensated? Taking into account the population of these provinces in Q3 of 2022, estimated by StatsCan, the equalization per capita calculated ranges from a high of over $3,000 to as low as $28 per. How adorable. PEI has the highest payment per person at $3,287 per. Manitoba places fourth with $2,491 per. And Quebec gets, wow, given the fact that I think that they are the most populous province, I gotta do some research behind the scenes. You can trust me, okay? I'm not looking at porn or anything like that. I'm just checking what's the population of Quebec. Because I think if they're not the biggest, they're the second biggest, okay? So it's, I guess it's like, wow, okay, so for 2023, 8.5 million, a quarter of the population, 22.5% of the population lives there, okay? That's from Canadian population. I think Ontario has 14 million people, so it's 40% larger. So yeah, not exactly, like, even if you, the side-by-side comparison there is pretty stark, right? Like, they got, 6 million more people, and it shakes down to being $28 per person in Ontario for equalization payments. But Saskatchewan gets fucked. Northern BC, like, half of BC is actually a net contributor, and then you got Victoria and Vancouver, which is just, Vancouver is basically, if you take the worst aspects of Portland and Seattle, you get your fucking bastard offspring and just ship it up north a little bit. And Victoria, well, if it just, that little island just fucking, drifted into the Pacific Ocean, everybody would be better off without it. Equalization was contested by former Alberta Premier Jason Kenney before he lost his fucking mind, who pledged in the 2019 UCP election campaign to remove the federal program from the Constitution. He's already stepped down. Never put anything forward to do anything about that fucking bitch. And that's why he's gone. And Danielle Smith is fucking based. There has been a long-standing grievance in Alberta over the redistribution of wealth to other provinces under the equalization scheme. Ponzi scheme. You'd think that it was theorized by SBF, as contributions from the energy-rich Alberta make up a sizable portion of the payments to other provinces. Yeah, man. A poll conducted last October indicated that over 60% of Albertans said yes to fair deal from Ottawa. Yeah, like, stop fucking milking us dry, us in Saskatchewan. Otherwise, we'll take our shit and fuck off. Ooh, we got the table right here. I'm just going to die inside a little bit. You can watch it in real time. I'll just go ahead and put it in full screen so everybody can see this. Okay. So, yes, major transfer payments in 23, 24. So, we've got Newfoundland Eyes to buy. They looks like they be getting fuck all. Okay, buddy? PEI next on the list. Yeah, Quebec major beneficiaries. How fucking adorable. And Alberta, wow. Trying to get some concrete numbers right now. I guess they haven't all been published, right? But $24 billion is getting shared out by the federal government. Yeah, given the fact that Alberta last year shelled in $67 billion, I would imagine numbers are going to be pretty consistent across the board. So yeah, definitely not carrying the fucking economy again. So what does all of that financial goodwill end up doing for us? Well, we're banning single-use plastic. That's great. On the 20th, wow. So you can no longer buy the stuff for a vast majority of Canadians. Okay. God forbid, little plastic straws get into the ocean from Grand Prairie, Alberta. God forbid that would happen. Or, just a little 6-pack connector gimmicks, or grocery bags. Wouldn't want that to happen. Oh my God. Somebody please think of the turtles. It's like smothering prime ministers with a paper bag just isn't that efficient. As of December 2022, got it good since we're understood. Canada's ban on the manufacture and import of certain plastic items, including straws and grocery bags, has taken effect. Wow, that's what everybody was really pining for, because God forbid plastic bags, right? Now you can just walk out and hold everything in your arms while it's fucking freezing outside, you dimwit. It was still to be illegal to sell these items until December 2023, so as to provide businesses in Canada enough time to transition and deplete their existing stock. That's nice and wonderful and fantastic. Finally, at the end of 25, the export of these items will be prohibited and, make Canada the first among a peer jurisdictions to do so internationally. Oh, just so long as we look good on the global scale, okay? Other thing that we're doing, which is just absolutely fucking retarded, Trudeau Liberals moved to ban the sales of gas-powered vehicles by 2035. Shit ain't gonna fucking work, dude, okay? At the time that I'm recording this is a couple weeks ago, like just a little bit inside baseball stuff. This is the 22nd of November, okay? This week, this entire fucking week where I'm at, okay, it has been 40 below every fucking day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And tomorrow morning, it's supposed to be exactly the fucking same, okay? You think technology to keeping batteries fully operational at 40 or 50 below, because a couple of those days, right, and I got the screenshots to prove it, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 50 fucking below. 50 below, huh? And especially, okay, if you want to continue to get those equalization payments, you tell me how you're going to make a hydrovac totally electrical. Tell me how you are going to make lease equipment fully electrical. You tell me how you're going to make any of the shit that makes the natural resource industry fucking run exclusively on batteries. Ain't gonna fucking happen. Ain't gonna happen. Unless, of course, you don't actually care about industry and you just want to enact your one world policy where everybody just puts on the jumpsuit, eats the bugs, and lives in the pod. I would never, ever, ever want to attribute that level of malice to you. I think that you guys might be a little bit better than that, of course, right? Okay. On Wednesday, the Trudeau Liberals moved one step closer to mandating the sale of electrical vehicles, proposing regulations that would require auto dealers to ensure that the increasing numbers of EVs are sold each year. Great, so the federal government telling private industry how they need to conduct their business. Wow, sounds a lot like fascism, which costs more than the traditional gas counterparts, are incredibly less reliable, and have really only been properly tested in large metropolitan areas. And if you're not aware about the geography and the demographics of Canada, not a lot of large cities. There might be a few per province, just a few per province, sorry. Outside of that, a lot of space, a lot of commuting every single fucking day in many, many, many of those large Canadian cities. How do you purport to charge all of those vehicles at the same time? But again, you don't care. It's just all designed on this funnel where eventually everybody is reliant on the government and the people in charge get paid handsomely and everybody else just gets paid their little government bucks and nobody complains, nobody whines because everything is taken care of by the government. You don't even need to think for yourself. Just do it, bro. The move was spearheaded by, Greenpeace felon Steven Gibault, who initially wanted to censor the internet, but he's moved on since then. Who claim that EVs, which, yes, cost more than regular vehicles, are just a bitch to maintain, make life more affordable for families across the country. You go ahead and tell that to somebody who has to go to and from leases everything in the first thing in the morning, right? Who work 16, 17, 18-hour days, could just go home, throw their vehicle on the charger, charge that normally takes, 8 to 10 hours in order to properly fill. Somebody who has to take that piece of equipment to 20, 30, 40, 50 below every single fucking day, back and forth, to and fro. You tell them that it's just going to be so much better. It'll make your life more affordable. When they can't properly get a charge, the technology isn't there. And you telling us how to live our life in places that you don't even fucking know. I tell you Grand Prairie, Alberta. I tell you fucking Hythe, Beaver Lodge, Blueberry Hill. You couldn't point to that on a fucking map. I'm not talking about you specifically. I'm talking about this smooth brain cocksucker who cuts his own fucking hair. He has no idea where any of these places are. He doesn't fucking care. He knows two places, Montreal and Ottawa. That's it. That's all he cares about. Sure, I'm sure environmental vehicles, I'm sure, yes, rechargeable vehicles can work swimmingly there. I'm sure you can have all of your rechargeable public transit vehicles out there. We apparently had a couple of those fucking things running around here, but ever since it's gotten incredibly cold, haven't seen one with the big old battery pack on the back, and even when I did, you wouldn't see them many times throughout the week because they were constantly in the shop being worked on. It's great technology if it would actually work. None of this stuff that's being done by the federal government is for the benefit of Canadians. It's done for the benefit of the politicians and for Ottawa. These people actually hate you. They don't want to see you succeed. They want to see you dependent on the federal government. So, not to be too much of a downer, I'm sure I'll have something much more uplifting to talk about here later. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.